This is an interesting training I have for you today, and I'm really looking forward to giving you some insights into standing out, because it's not just content and content for different stages of your conversion funnel. Marketing is the same for everybody. The same strategies apply. So if I am talking realty, please think out the box and convert it to what makes sense for your own business. Just a reminder, this is what my coaching is about. I work with this funnel, and throughout this funnel, I share marketing tricks and tips to help you attract, build, and convert. At the top, it's very social media orientated. Who are your ideal customers? Where are you going to meet them? Further down, I emphasize lead generation, so you attract warm leads with what we call lead magnets, something that they want. And then we go on to build relationships with them on a list, whether it's WhatsApp, Telegram, email, whatever you prefer for your industry, but certainly taking them off social media into your own database, which is then a marketing asset. While your audience is on social media alone, it is not an asset. It's simply an audience. Picture yourself being on the pitch at a rugby game. All those people out there you have no contact with other than the fact that they are looking at you. You need to get them to come and ask for your autograph. Today is very focused on this funnel. My mission, my passion is content marketing. And to deal with this topic and break it up for you today, I'm going to make sure you understand what content marketing is, what types of content is working right now, which platforms they work on. Then for those of you who aren't big Canva pros, I'm going to show you a Canva Brandkit, why you need it, and then how that saves you time in designing content, something incredible. And I know you're all time poor, and my mission here is to make this hour with me really valuable and give you some tips you can use over and over again. The objectives that you need to grab out of today's workshop is you always have to have a reason to post. Other than, oh my goodness, the calendar says I have to post today. What am I going to put out there? Let me quickly spew something onto my platform. We don't work like that. You need a marketing objective for posting. And then you have to focus on what works and what is doable. So what I'm going to share with you today, if it's out the parameters of what you see possible, just do what you can, because every baby step matters. Every baby step takes you closer to attracting your ideal customers, and you will get better and braver and more curious and start doing new things. That I can promise you, because once you see engagement, you get quite proud of yourself and quite cocky with check what I created. Trust yourself, just take some steps. And then tools enable efficiency. So if you are stuck, if you're not creative, if you're time poor, you don't know where to go, what to do, you need to adopt tools. We all try and think we can do it on our own, and then we end up doing nothing. That's fatal. So I'm also going to share some tools with you today that get you moving and get you comfortable. This is really what we're going to deal with in a nutshell today. I don't expect you all to understand this. I'm going to go through each stage of the funnel. What I do need you to understand is marketing objectives with posting to attract, build, and convert. And different content matters at each stage. So the first step is to think, why are you posting? Then to think, what kind of posts do I want to post, and where am I going to post that to? Just for you to get familiar with some terms, there's top of funnel, middle of funnel, or upper middle, lower middle, and bottom of funnel. That's how marketers talk. We don't want to talk too much geek speak, but it helps for you to get that, because in the top of your mind, you can think, okay, this is a bottom of funnel post. What kind of content can I post today? Let's go and look quickly at each stage. Top of funnel, where you are trying to attract your audience, is social media. Just to quickly deal with WhatsApp as your primary platform. Your WhatsApp audience is already inside. It's already an asset. Your social media is the stuff that attracts people outside here, attracting them into your sales funnel. That's what top of funnel is. It's out there. It's almost being discovered accidentally. So remember, we spoke about Google My Business. So when people search for you on Google, and the type of content I'm going to show you today is content that impacts on reach and creating awareness for people that might not already know you. Educational blog posts. Blogging is a next step. So where I am trying to take you from social media on to email marketing, blogging is also something I need my creative content people to start looking into, please. If you're going to make an action note today, just put blogging up front and center so you are constantly reminded. Then video tutorials and how-to guides. We're going to talk a lot about videos today. They apply at all stages. Interactive quizzes. Think about this for the top of funnel content. Upper middle, see how it changes from broad appeal to grabbing their interest and consideration. So we are now here in the funnel. The type of content you are creating is changing. And of course, we start introducing newsletters, personalized newsletters. We're going to talk a bit about behind the scenes. User-generated content is huge here. I'm going to be sharing more and more of this today. Lower middle, this is now getting away from interest and consideration to actually deciding and preferring you. Now that's what you all want. So think about how this kind of content is changing from this kind of content. Here we are taking them further into email marketing, further into interactive content and learning what they want and serving them with what they need. Then, of course, bottom of funnel is where you want them to take an action. And remember, an action is not just buying. Conversion can be signing up to your list, signing up for a trial, signing up for a free consultation, stuff like that. So conversion is not just sales. We've got action and conversion. This is what I do for you automatically in your monthly content planner. Your weekly content is structured to every week start at the top and take people down at the funnel. Start at the top and take people down the funnel. And this is really just helping you understand what that process is about. Just to be clear, what is content marketing? My approach is to create and distribute valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract, build, and convert across various platforms, because our job is to go where our customers are. And now today you're going to learn to go to the platform that serves your marketing objectives. Objective of content marketing is to drive retention and profitable customer action. Now, just to reiterate, we are not alone. This is the current marketing strategy. Seth Godin, the marketing guru of this era, says content marketing is the only marketing there is. And this is how big the adoption of content marketing is. Marketing with content across different platforms to achieve different objectives, but all the time delivering value. Type of content you share the most is the next question. Is it a video? Is it a GIF? Is it an inspirational post? Is it your own photograph? Is it stock image? A listing is a sales type post, a promotional post, if you will. Your mix of social, adding value, entertaining, it's called social media for a reason, versus promotional posts is promotional 15 to 20% of all your content. So if you are mostly posting listings and people are not engaging with them, take your tissues out. They are not seeing your content. you're wasting your time. If you are not engaging with people and showing them stuff they love, that they can respond to, that they can share. Yes, they buy from agents they trust, but they need to learn to know, like, and trust you first. 15% of your content. So from today, on your action notes, more entertainment. We're going to deal with that. I will show you here in my content of today. I'm going to show you the 3 E's. I'm going to cover the type of content that is working right now. Make a note for each of these that you can implement and do right away. Here's a slide that confirms which content is working most right now. And we're going to talk a bit about each. But look at this enormous column. Now, my insiders know now why I constantly am hacking and asking you to do reels and short form video, because it works, folks. There's lots of reasons, we're going to talk about it. But long form video still has a place, and that is mainly on YouTube. There's another opportunity. YouTube is actually the biggest search engine after Google. If you are putting your videos on YouTube, imagine how people can find you, find your brand, find you by name, find your business. In interviews and podcasts, we hear live videos and streaming. We call this UGC. We're going to discuss that. And memes. I urge my insiders to do memes, and I think most of the time they think I'm a bit silly, but boy, oh boy, do memes work. But I'm going to give you clarity about that. Let's talk video first. Just imagine web traffic last year, that was 82.5% was video. That means that 4/5 of all internet users are watching video on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Can you afford not to be there? And then the next question is, can you afford to be mediocre? You have to be there and you have to stand out. So today I'm going to give you some tips to do that. And this is your mission going forward. Types of video formats that you will start to do after this. First of all is stories. We're going to go into them a little bit deeper. Carousels, short form and long form. Let's talk short form video first. It is very effective, top of funnel content. 15 to 60 seconds. You can go up to 90, but this is what is recommended. So this is not the rules. This is what is recommended. And it goes to Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. Sharing your content to these platforms increases your chances of creating awareness amongst a much larger audience. They're ideal for capturing attention and getting people familiar with what you are, and best yet, showcasing your brand personality. It piques interest and will start creating brand recognition. It is on Facebook, but they were introduced on Instagram Reels. The way I do them is you create the reel on Instagram where all the apps are. You do not get the same capability, creative tools on Facebook as on Instagram. So you create it on Instagram. Make sure your Instagram is linked to your Facebook. And when you share it to Instagram, it shares it to Facebook. But if you think about the Facebook format, Facebook really is not designed for this format, but Instagram is with Reels and TikTok is. So that is why Instagram Reels created on Instagram is most effective. Vertical is Reels. It's fast-paced, no sound, because a lot of people don't turn on sound. So think about creating it for people who are watching without sound. In Reels, we say add trending music. Not going into Reels creation right now, but I just want to clarify the no sound thing. You can add music because that's engaging for people, but create it for people who are watching it silently, which is why you need to add captions to your reels for people who are watching it quietly to explain what it is about. The Canva reel capability is absolutely incredible. I then just recommend you download from Canva. When you're uploading to Instagram, you are adding Instagram music, not Canva music. Please make a note of that point. Captions, I use a tool which converts voice to sound, or you type in captions. Canva, you can also use an app called CapCut to convert your voice to captions, which runs over the video as you talk. So if they're not listening, the captions come over to the video as the video progresses. Next, let's go and talk about stories. Stories work at all stages of the funnel, surprisingly. And the most important thing to realize is stories are ephemeral content, which means they live for 24 hours. So you've got a lot more creative flexibility here. It is not living on your platform like most of the content you create. This content is slightly different and you can have more fun with it. There are incredible stickers on stories that help you with a call to action. Where you want top of mind and content that attracts attention, you would be using all the elements and interactive stuff that makes it stand out as they're going through the newsfeed or scrolling across the top in stories. When you come to the middle and you want the engagement, you've got stickers that says, add yours, as I've got here. Have you got any questions? You can do polls. You can do all sorts of things in stories that gets their engagement. And hopefully the next step for them is to go to your platform and follow you. At the bottom of the funnel, stories are fantastic for adding a link, a call to action to the next step. So what I like to do is use the link sticker, add my link in there, make an interactive arrow that's showing, click on the link, and giving them the link instantly in the story to click through to go and learn more, to go and buy now, whatever it might be, that is my call to action. Stories, very effective for all parts of your funnel, but remember, it's 24-hour content. We've got long form video, most effective for middle and bottom of funnel, because people really have to want to consume your content to watch a longer form video. It's ideal for YouTube, explainer videos, answering frequently asked questions, linking them or embedding them on your website. For example, about us video or a welcome video for your homepage or your about page. You can also then very effectively, and bearing in mind now that more people are watching and listening than reading, this YouTube link is incredibly valuable for your emails. So think about that now, even for short. If you upload the long content to whichever platform, YouTube or Vimeo or whichever you want to, even a long form video on Facebook, and use that link in an email. That's a very good way of saying a lot of stuff and giving your audience the option to click through. An onboarding video is also a very, very good way to use video. Also, it's kind of an explainer. What are your next steps? Where to go to next? My insiders know my onboarding. This is what you do now. Thank you for signing up. And it's really basic kindergarten stuff. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do that. Because we know nobody reads the friggin' manual. Carousels. This is content you really should be practicing with, because it is content that is going to work. And then your tip for Facebook ad, or meta ads rather, that you share to the other platforms, and I make this recommendation to everybody irrespective, is test your content for an ad as a post first. People will vote with their thumb. If they like your content, they're going to tell you they like your content by thumbs up or a comment or a share or whatever. You then know you've got golden content. Now, when you go to Meta to create your ad, you choose a post instead of creating new content. then the algorithm already has signs that that post is working and who the audience is that it is engaging with it. It is ideal for ads, but you can create it as a post for Instagram. You cannot effectively do this format on any other platform, but you can then use the post as a Facebook ad. Facebook doesn't have the capability of posting a carousel as a post, but it does as an ad. Learn to create them because you'll see them lots on Instagram, and I'll bet you've looked at them lots and not really thought about how they created. It's the swipe process. So you're looking at the post and you're swiping left and you're swiping left and you're swiping left. It's when you see at the top, it gives you 1 of 10, 2 of 10, 3 of 10. You can create up to 10 multiple visuals. You can combine an image and a video. And the objective is it gets people engaging. And when people start swiping, it tells the algorithm they are looking at your content. So this is just a powerhouse of signals for the algorithm. It's engaging and it gets you seen by more, because then the algorithm is going to say, this is interesting content. I need to show it to more people. People who are running Facebook ads say the click-through rate on a carousel ad is 10 times higher than any other format. Incidentally, although you can get up to 10 visuals, the ideal is 3 to 5. So don't overdo it. If you haven't got enough to say, don't feel you have to use all 10. But what you do need to do is write a little storyboard. What is the home image you want them to see? Then what is the second step? So often on the templates I provide, there's a little arrow here at the bottom that says to people, go and look at the next slide. So it gives them continuity. You can also overlap content over both slides in your designs, so they can see there's another part and they're encouraged to swipe over to see the next step. Your last slide is generally a contact us slide or your call to action slide, your branded slide. Okay, so it is fantastic for informing, for showing features. So for you guys who are doing your listings, imagine now converting it to one of these posts. And you show aspects of the listing with lifestyle. So you mix, the first one would be your ideal customer sitting in the perfect home. Would you like to be feeling like this? Are you looking for a new home? Whatever might be your call to action like this. Fabulous. Smile. Who doesn't want to know what's coming next? Then you can start showing the listing. Then you can do another lifestyle image or something cooking on the stove in a beautiful kitchen, whatever. Think entertainment as opposed to hard selling promotional content. Show your ideal customer enjoying what you are selling. Now, live video. Oh my goodness, am I getting resistance with this one? Insiders, please pay attention today. This is on all platforms, and why would you think that is? Your audience wants to see you, wants to hear you, wants to connect with you. And how can they do it when you're hiding behind beautiful pictures, behind listings? Show up, be authentic, help them meet you. So what is lovely with a live video is it's less scripted than a fancy created video. It is fantastic for Q&As. So choose a frequently asked question. And I generally sit on the lawn in my garden. It's great for announcements, telling people what's coming up, deep dives, explaining the deeper benefits of living in a certain suburb versus another suburb, explaining why you should be paying attention to this and not to that. When you create video, do not always share it from one platform to another platform to another platform. The algorithms want unique content. So you create your video, especially for shorts. Do not share a TikTok to Instagram or a TikTok to Facebook. Create it, download it, and then uniquely loaded to each platform. Takes a bit more effort, but you will be rewarded. The algorithm knows if it's shared by another platform and then does not think it's original content. And then also live for interviews. If you're a bit insecure about sitting with yourself, get somebody to sit next to you over a cup of coffee and chat together. Position your camera and chat together. One of the most engaging things that your audience wants, we're going to talk more about it, is behind the scenes shots. Show your authenticity. Grab an influencer, do a live with them, or get them on a live and call them in to chat with you on the live broadcast. Live is hugely popular, as I showed you in the stats slide earlier. It is fantastic for taking people down the middle, down the bottom to conversion. Right, we've done live broadcast. We're gonna go to high quality images next. And here I want you to think all stages of the funnel, but again, what do you want to achieve at that stage of the funnel? At the top, it has to be wow. In my content planner, for example, I will say a wow image. A lot of people are having a lot of success with AI, but remember, AI must understand your brand. So you need to brief the creative process beautifully. It needs to connect with you. Be careful of the type of content you use, that it fits your brand. It needs to stand out at the top. It needs to be really wow, unusual. Here, stock images are very helpful. There are lots of free sites, but if you are buying stock photos or whatever, I recommend it if you've got the budget, but you don't have to. There are free sites. I have shared a free site cheat sheet that I've created, which gives you lots and lots of links to free images, free video, GIFs, sounds, all those kind of things. And at the top of your funnel, here's a very important point. So when I say AI, I mean the image or video creative AI. There's hundreds of platforms. All you need to search on Google is a photo or an app for image AI. And then you brief it, you give it 5 keywords, and it creates an image for you. Subtle branding. People do not like sharing content that's overly branded. If you now go and pay attention for some of the content you see people's website or hashtag very, very small in very faded text at the bottom. That is because they want you to share it. The branding is very subtle. So think about that for your top of funnel content. Middle of funnel is now where you're starting to improve the customer experience. You want to show products. You want to be educational. You want to help them with product images. This is definitely more branded because it is associated with what you do, what you sell, what you are listing. So your logo and your brand and maybe a telephone number or a website becomes important. Then bottom of funnel, obviously highly branded. Next step, call to action. What exactly do you want them to do? And we want to also here, I want to make the point, include brand hashtags, folks, because when you start urging your audience to use your brand hashtags, like mine is leave ordinary behind. I put leave ordinary behind on most of my inspirational, motivational posts. I want those to be shared. I want people to search leave ordinary behind because all my posts with that hashtag included in the post caption will be seen and will therefore be bringing them down the funnel. So your bottom of funnel is high res product photos. I recommend professional photos in this instance. They need to be quality stuff. So where a lot of you realty agents are using your fancy professional images, think about how to use them across here. At the top, maybe not so much, not so edited, more subtle, more you. A little bit less formal, but certainly here, your fancy listing self-portraits are what you want. And of course, here, testimonials are very important quality images. Your clients what they say, etc., is fantastic bottom of funnel content. Right, UGC we mentioned earlier, user-generated content. 79% of people say that it impacts on their buying decisions. This is content that your audience is using. Your consumer is speaking directly to your audience. It allows you to connect what you do to a customer. It's word of mouth, folks, and we know this works. So the ideal thing that works here is unboxing. People walking into your shop, into their eyes, the way their face lights up. And you say to them at the door, let me film you on your camera. You grab their camera because you want them to share it. You say, I know what's going to happen when you get inside. Let me capture this moment. Or one of the great things with people who are in the hospitality business, how many millions of photographs do you see when people walk into a hotel bedroom and there's a beautiful turn down for an anniversary or for a honeymoon or something, and they're photographing and filming that? Now consider rewarding them for that and asking them to share their videos of the property with your brand hashtag. Imagine how that is going to be the game changer for what you do, because nothing says this is more real than a person who's experiencing it in real time. UGC is hugely valuable marketing material. But if you are reposting their content, remember to always ask permission. So jump into messaging, jump into the comments. Okay with me sharing this? ? And if they don't want you to, they're bound to say no. Start trying to think of ways to create this content. It is obviously unbranded, but you should easily be able to see it's at your place, your product, and use a brand hashtag. Right, we are now to my 3 E's. I asked you to pay attention to this one. This is my own phrase. It is the way I describe the 3 types of content you post. And if you are posting something, think 3 E's. Is my post entertaining, enriching, or educational? It should be at least one of those. If it's more of those, wow. But if it's not one of those, stop it already. Go back to the drawing board and find a way to make it one of these 3. That is why people are on social media. That is why people consume content. Obviously, as they go down the funnel, they are moving from wanting to be enriched and entertained to learning, being informed, being educated. Use this as your little litmus test. Is this the 3 E's that Suzette explained? Next, we've got memes. Who doesn't know about memes? Memes ? Where I start with a meme is, what is the idea that is trending right now? Remember, it's a form of social commentary about something that is very irritating or makes you very happy, that is trending, that is top of mind right now, and you give it a sense of humor. So like this one, for example, it's a pain point Eskom calendar. Black Friday, Black Saturday, Black Sunday, all days are black. Isn't it brilliant? Now that people will share with the commentary, and that's where the value comes. But you know, there are so many beautiful pet images on Canva. A kitty cat that is yawning and tired. I shared one, I think, in my content coaching last week, of a cat on a computer and said how I feel when I have my content calendar. Very happy on the computer. You can easily create them. Just think out the box, think of some fun, think industry related, what is topical in your location. It can be a very effective bottom of funnel strategy to inject urgency. Think of that now. A GIF is a very similar piece of content. Give people the when you feel time is running out, and it can make people take action. Useful for top, middle, and bottom of your sales funnel to reinforce your objectives. Remember levels of awareness. So with where I'm saying to you, educational content. So inform and educate. We have in a previous training dealt with this levels of awareness. Remind yourself, take a photograph of the slide if you have to. At the top, people are unaware of what you do, the problem you solve, or indeed the solution they seek. This is where stories are incredibly helpful. When they become aware of the problem, but they're not sure what solution they seek, your benefits content. In our content planner, when I am saying, give them a vision of the transformation you offer. That is this kind of content. Oh, so that could be the solution I seek. You want to create that kind of feeling in them. Then they become solution aware, but they're not aware of your offer. So start helping them. Give them proof. Show them that you are an offer in that consideration phase in the middle of your funnel. And then aware of your offer, but they are researching. Now you're giving them the detail. With your listings, if they are up here, these listings are going to do nothing to them because they're not down in the funnel yet. They haven't moved there. So think about the type of content. So create a listing post, for example, and think about converting it to a post for people that are unaware. Then a post for people who don't understand that you are the one who can help. Then they don't know what you do, where you operate, how you help, whatever. Then what you need to educate them about, and then at the bottom they are going, okay, I'm ready, I need the deal. Then you get out of the way, you give them the call to action links. Here's the product, here's the price, see you on the inside. Next, value-based content. This is a game changer that helps you stand out. There is a worksheet for you that you can download, which is my value-based content worksheet. It is a little bit of PT, demands you do a bit of work, so I suggest you do it at the end of the day with a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. But when last did you revisit your values? And when last were you clear enough about them to align your content with your values? There's a big question. So this document takes you through that. Because when you align your content with your values, you tell your clients what your company stands for. Why are you in this business? Because people are buying your why. They're buying your mission, your vision, your values. And you have to be clear about them before you can talk about them. This worksheet helps you unpack your values and then shows you how to align each of those 4 or 5 top values with content. Middle of the funnel, you can start talking about your team, about the causes you support, about your community initiatives, your business's sustainable practices. Here is very important, and again, in our content planner, now you guys who are in there will understand when I say, share your CSI. Tell people about your passions, the causes you support. Give people links to go and support the same causes, be it animals, be it babies, be it whatever you want, the kitty sanctuary. People connect with people with the same values, and you and your audience connecting on values becomes unbreakable. It develops an element of trust you cannot buy. Okay, then finally, at the bottom of your funnel, your values related content is simply gratitude. Shout outs for local businesses, for clients, for people who've given you feedback, and offering rewards and thanking people, offering special deals for people who've given you good business. This is a very, very important business of content that is working right now, because customers now, post-COVID, and the younger generation care more than ever about what businesses stand for. Young Gen Zs and Gen Xs have abandoned brands because they are not clear about what they stand for. Sustainability and responsible behavior, preserving the planet, has become much more important than it was in the past. So show those to people. Behind the scenes content is a fantastic way to show that you are doing the right thing when nobody's watching. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. But think about whatever you do, act as if people are watching when you are delivering your services to your customers. That is a game changer, because more and more we are seeing bad service, bad follow-up, bad response, people simply just not engaging and supporting. And then blogging. If you've got your own website, this is such an important part for all stages. At the top, if you've got a SEO driven title, you've got keywords in your blog, it helps you get found through search. People generally start with search first, and then they will go and look at the other stuff. Resources you can share, educational, how-to guides. And then in the middle, comparisons between this service and this service. So for example, I could say the comparison between outsourcing your marketing versus doing it yourself. I'm not attacking the competition, but I'm giving a very balanced view of what the pros are, what the cons are, and leaving you to make your mind up. Showcasing products and results, so case studies. Product updates, what's next, what developments, what new products, and frequently asked questions. These are absolutely fantastic tips for you to go and adopt right now, to go and start creating blogs to optimize your website. And where they are very, very handy in the middle of the funnel, to share your blog link as a post, take people from social media to read your blog, where you have Google Analytics and the Facebook pixel set up, so they are tracking that visit. And then down the line, I think it's a minimum of 100 actions. You can then say to Facebook, create me a lookalike audience of the people that have visited this page on my website, and advertise to, because you know Facebook has said these are similar people, to collect stats and to take your customer on the next journey. And what I like to do in each blog is give people a reason to subscribe to my newsletter. So give them a download, give them a cheat sheet, just simply say, would you like to get future updates about blogs so that you don't miss out on these kind of articles? Here's my sign up to my newsletter link. Good way to build your list, as well as search engine optimization. Podcasts and audio, genius stuff for storytelling. And industry overviews, what's happening in your industry, what's the latest right now. Expert interviews, stuff where you don't need a visual component. And there are many platforms you can upload it to. I was just looking yesterday, you can go and Google platforms to host podcasts. Many of them are inexpensive or free to start, and you can see if you like it. Obviously, you need to have the capability to do this, because it's extra work, it's extra marketing. You've got to drive people to your podcast. What I recommend, however, if you don't have the capability, the time to create a podcast, is go and search for podcasts that your niche audience is listening to, and offer yourself for an interview. You've got all sorts of things where you can say, I'm an expert in this, and I would like to offer myself as a podcast guest. Every single podcast host is searching for a guest. And then you have the opportunity to share it. Now, one tool many of you might not be using, when you do a Zoom like this, each Zoom recording produces a video recording and an M4A audio file. There are many ways to repurpose and make life simple. So while we are talking about repurposing and resharing, let's just quickly cover this slide. Repurposing saves time. You do not just reshare, because I've already said to you, some of the platform algorithms are very alert to sharing, particularly TikTok to Instagram and Facebook. They are competition. You have to know what is the right size for each platform and what is the best practice for each platform. And repurposing maximizes your reach. So you're having it in the right size. Changing the caption. You don't have 30 hashtags on your Facebook post, but you do on Instagram. You don't have, for example, carousels on Facebook, you do on Instagram. So if you were going to share a carousel to Facebook, you would download the 10 images from Canva and then go back and create a video of those 10 images for Facebook. Quick and easy. Canva doing all the work. You've got 2 different posts, Facebook video you can share to LinkedIn. Now you've got tailor-made content for 3 platforms. And then it ensures consistency, but you don't want to be too similar. This is very important. People follow you on more than one platform, do not want to see exactly the same stuff all the time. So some of the content works on some of the platforms, not all of them. I want to talk to you about brand assets and a brand kit today, because it's a very important part of saving time with your posting. So what are brand assets? They are recognizable elements. Something should be consistent throughout. If you guys have thought about my presentation, this icon and my fonts are very consistent over time. I might change elements to make it interesting so you don't get bored, but it is a very important part of consistency. And it's the key component of your brand strategy. Distinct and consistent is best practice. And it involves consistent logo, consistent colors. So here I want to urge some of you that haven't got a brand kit who are not going to get this right. Be careful with changing up the colors. Consistent fonts, your slogans, your taglines. Often I say to my members, I want you to create a story around your tagline, do a post that shares your tagline and post about what your tagline means. Thank you.